Welcome to Rubasha Family Podcast. I am Aloys Rubasha. I am your speaker. I am your preacher. I preach by faith, and faith comes by hearing the word of God. And I preach by my experience. And tonight, also we're going to share my experience in my life and also by my knowledge. And tonight, we're going to talk about our prayer. How do we pray to our God? What does it mean to pray to God to you? Do you need to have a posture to stand with to pray to God? Or when do you have to go to pray to God? Does he have a particular time to pray to God? Or does he have a particular place where you have to go to pray to your God? So those the things we are going to talk. So those are the things we've been living in long time, and different style and different religions. So now that's why we say our question is now we are growing up. Is it this that need to be happening? And who was putting those things to happening? Does it make difference to our life? And that's what we're talking about now. That is our experience. That is it, our exposure in life. Because you have to see and you have to share, especially for our young generation or our kids, because we have been telling them what other people have told us, but we never went back to see what these people did us. It was okay. And that's why I say, even for us, for our culture, time is running so quick. So we need to catch up with the times. And because also catch up times, our kids, and somebody is going to lose between there. That's how we have to waking up. That's how we have to know, to understand, to know what are we doing, is it right? Or what are we doing is taking us wrong? Or what are we doing is making us late? Because this thing is good. The Bible is good. The Christianity is good. The process is good. But the way we take it, it may be wrong way. And we have to take it back. We have to control it. We have to make sure it's work for us and it's work for us, for our families. Because we have been brought up our kids in fear, brought up our kids to have to go to kneel down for baby, for praying or something which is they need to have that posture. They need to have that action. They don't need to do that. Because for me, my experience, my exposure, I realized that people get what they want without going through that. As parents, we have to stop to give our kids those struggling. Let's we give our kids what they desire, what we have. And if we can't have it, if we can't provide to them, we can explain to them the reason we can't. We're not going to tell our kids, oh, God from heaven is going to come, is going to give them whatever they want. They have to pray to God, we go to grant to them. No, there's no God in heaven is going to come to give your kids a gift. You have to give your kids your gift because you prepared it, send money to give them, you do the things for them. But as our parents, as our elders, maybe we can pray to God. We can learn how to get what our kids desire. But we don't need to give them fear. We don't need to tell them all things, because that is exposure. Because this world has been working and working better for other kids and other community without going in that process. Let's come about our Christianity and our prayers. You pray for what you want, for what you desire. You have to have what you want to be able to ask to God to give you what you want. And you know, God is dwelling in us. God is in our mind. We have to plan. We have to tell God what we want. You have to say, I want this. You want to desire. You have to plan what you want. Because they used to tell us, oh, you have to go kneel you down and beg or go on to wherever you go to give thanks. No. And you have to go there on Sunday and then to pray to God. No. This is not the way it is. Your God is with you. Your mind is your God. Your God works through your mind to get what you want. So pray to God is to communicate to your mind, is to talk to your mind, is to ask your mind and to tell your mind and what you want and what desire and what you want to be. Ask your mind, because remember, everything is going to come through your mind. God is going to give to you whatever has bring it to your mind. That's why God always is the back in your mind to give you what you desire. You don't need to beg it. You don't need to kneel down to ask God. Always what you have to do, communicate with your God. When you know what you want, communicate with Him. And you know what? You don't need to wait Sunday. You have to communicate to your God every day, and when you know what you want. You wake up, and you wake up with your God, and you wake up with your desire, and you ask Him, God, I want this. I want to be like this. I want to have that. What we don't know is when your God is going to come. But you have to be consistent with what you're asking. You have to keep imagining it. You have to keep in your mind. You have to keep saying it every day. And that is how I work. And I can give you a story. There is a time I didn't want a car. As I said, this my life changed every time it's COVID challenge. I didn't want a car. And that time I was not working. But I wanted a car. And I wanted a Mitsubishi Outlander. And what happened? I said, look, this is the car I want. I imagine I have that car. And every single day, I say, I want this car. And luckily, my neighbor has the same car. And I was walking every single, when I go for walk, I could see that car. The same color, it was silver. And I said, this is the car I want. And even when I was walking on the street, I used to see that car everywhere. Because it was in my mind. And guess what? In 2 weeks, just apply a loan, I put a deposit, I called that because it was ready in my mind. What you have to do, test it, work on it, you see if it is going to happen to you. But you have to believe in it. You have to believe in it to be able to achieve that and that. And that's what we're going to share. There's nothing you will not be able to have or don't have as long as you have in your mind. I have to have faith You have to have peace for yourself. You have to have air in your mind. That is the key.
Hey, I have fantastic news for you. The Rubasha Family podcast is proud to announce that we have partnered with WorldRemit. Now, as a diaspora family, African Australian, we have our loved ones back home. We want to feel connected with our people, whether we're sending money back home to create our family legacy, building generational wealth, or we're connecting with our loved ones, birthday parties, whatever the situations is. We always want efficient and effective ways for us to be able to send money directly, straight away for the people that we love or the projects that we're funding. So we have some fantastic news for you. For the link in the description, it's going to sign you up with WorldRemit. And not only that, even better news, guys, watch this. Once you send over $100, you will have $15 put into your WorldRemit account immediately. So make sure when you click the link in the description, it's going to take you to sign up with WorldRemit. Not only that, it's going to ask you to use a referral code. You punch in that referral code and that will give you $15 as soon as you send over 100. Now back to the video.
The way is good to come out. That is not your problem. The way is good to be coming to your mind, to your hands, is not your problem. The problem, the hard work you have to do is keep imagining it, is keep seeing it in every day. And that is why we communicate to God. And you got to have your time to communicate with God. And that's why there's some things that the other community, they call it to meditation. And that would mean to meditate is to talk to your mind. You have to talk to your mind every single day for any situation in your life. And the first place you have to communicate to your mind and to your God every day is before you leave your house, is before you leave your family. That's how you have to communicate. Never leave your family before you communicate with them. Say bye, say you're going, where you're going. It's make sure. That is where everything starts. And you go to work and also communicate with people you go to meet. And they could advise give you. Communicate with them in your mind. Before you go to work, you got to know you communicate with your client. You got to know which client you go to meet. And the time you go to meet them, you already meet them in your mind. You already meet them the way you feel to meet them. Don't go with negative vibe to meet your client. You go with negative vibe, you get a negative vibe. Always when negative comes, change it to positive vibe. And because it's what you want. And it's the same. Don't leave your house with negative vibe. No, talk to each one. Communicate with them. That is the meditation. Of course, you have to start in your mind. But what you see is your mind. It's what you have to go to get outside. That doesn't have to be your goal every day. Your goal is to live whole, happily. That is the first place you have to live home happy. And when you live home happily, go to work, you go to a time they are happy. That's how it works. You have to imagine it. Because most time you didn't cope with whatever disaster you have is what you get to work. And when you get to work is what you meet in the street. It's the same. Even what you meet in public transport, even you're driving or you're driving your car. That's the change you want to have. Everything you have to plan in your mind before you do it now. Even if something goes wrong, because you came out with positive mind, to settle it, to communicate with it, and become much easier. Everything's work much better when you plan it in your mind, because your mind is empty. Whatever you sit in reality, negative or positive, you got to make able to do it. That is the change. That is the program I bring to you. That the positive vibe I bring to you. You have to create it. You have to pray it to your God. And your God is not anywhere else. He's not outside. He's not waiting on Sunday. You communicate with your God 24/7. Go to work, back to work, in your dream, everywhere. It's your friend, it's your mind, it's everything. Yes, I tested. I never leave home without looking in my mind what did this for my job, what did this for my client, and I want to wish them to be meeting them positive. And when even negative can come in, it's much easier to solve them. But guess what? If you go positive, there's no way you got to get anything. So I've been testing things. The day I was driving, I got to pick my client, and I was late. I don't know how I was late. I was late. But when I was driving, I cooled down. I never want to drive faster. I just drive nicely. And as I say, I make sure I will not late to be in this place. I just relax, no traffic offense, no nothing there. They just come. And guess what? I drive, I stop there. Who was late to wake up? My client. So the panic, if I could have panicking going there, it could have made a lot of difference. But I didn't panic. I just drive. My mind, I said, no, I'm not going to be late. And when I realized that the client was late. But that is how life should be. Don't be panicking. Do not be panicking before you arrive or before you achieve what you have to achieve. It's the hardest thing to do, because no one has taught us. No one has teaching us. That's why I'm coming to teach you. That is why I'm coming to give you this experience. And this is experience in life. And especially most our people our ages, 50s and plus. But if you do this when you're 30, you become successful, or you become inside you much happy. When you hear we say success, it's new. It's your feeling. It's your life in yourself. That's what we call success. Here, success is health, happiness, love, and all those become success. And that's how you enjoy life. And that's the way I'm teaching. That is where I'm coming to tell you guys. And let's we keep opening our conversation. Let's we forget all the fears. And the fear always make us our life miserable. The fear make us our life not enjoying it. And you remember, life is just to enjoy it. Life is just to have real life and in reality. God is here. God has no personality except in man and